Nada será como antes, off of Azimuth's album Telecommunication. Thanks for coming through, everybody. It's Plausible Deniability Week. Excuse me. Plausible Deniability Week. That means if you have been playing Unica off the record, no playing her this week, so no art costs can come through and arrest you. Thanks for playing along with the joke, everybody. We got a nice little bracket this evening, so I'm gonna roll this intro so we can get started. Let's rock.
Get on to rock, get up to burn, stand with the pride and burn for your desire. One day I noticed that my life.
We got Stinky Steve and HoboNinja ready to go. HoboNinja just got back from Combo Breaker. I enjoyed seeing the pictures they've been posting all weekend long. Stinky Steve, friendly neighborhood Anji player. We're gonna get right into it. Nice and quick. As usual, we appreciate Stinky Steve's totally unsorted Guilty Gear playlist. Letting the intro rock, please note that the new stage that's allowed, the Unica stage, because of how the music mod works, your fancy intros won't play the music over the beginning, so you'll just have to sit through the old orchestral piece if that happens. Letting you know so the jump scare doesn't get you. Names are backwards. Excuse me, Stinky Steve is drawing first blood there, that's totally fine. HoboNinja. I was about to say, doesn't need a whole lot of blows to catch up real quick. Yeah, see? I think what Steve is doing is kind of interesting. Just kind of running up to take space more than anything. Now looking to play a bit more aggressive. As the run-up going to super, not quite close enough to get any kind of wall break going, though. There's the spin. I really like that cancel out of the meat array there. Alright, this is spooky. Stinky Steve! I wonder if Steve tried to spin there. It did get caught by the barrier. We do have a spin here emote, so anytime you think Steve should be spinning, go ahead and post that in the chat there. Applying pressure with the Phantos. Cashing out with the super. You know, one thing I've been hearing lately is I don't take wall breaks enough. Maybe Steve is playing it right the whole time. Fishing for a burst there. Oh my gosh, this is Steve getting a little... You know, I was about to say a little too ambitious, what with moving in with an air dash, but, you know, if the counter super works, it works. Already to round 3, I like that for a first round set. Gotta be careful air dashing when you're a little too close. You're gonna get scooped. And with this positioning, Garuda... Ooh! You know, HoboNinja normally is pretty on top of 5P anti-airs. I wonder if that perhaps was... Oh! I wonder if perhaps that Potemkin Buster was an over-eager input. It's supposed to be a 5P. HoboNinja First Blood. Steve here. I feel like I say it every time these two show up, Anji has to play pretty conservatively, all things told. You gotta balance aggression, balance hesitation. Potemkin has the big normals to beat you for jumping in, air dashing in. Ooh, we're in a nice new stage, isn't it? Gotta be careful using Flick and butterfly in neutral like that, it can get flicked, and you had the spacing with Midare there. You know, think it'll quite kill? You know, I dig it. Very nice. Suddenly the situation is looking pretty spending burst. That was a really... Steve is gambling pretty well with these spins, I tell ya. That's normally a very dicey situation to spin in, to follow up after the glide head, because Potemkin can easily buffer in Hammerfall and just armor through Midare. Ooh. Appreciate the use of the emote, thank you. Steve is really on the lookout for these Potemkin busters today. You know, nothing like a vibe check. Steve is playing super aggressive. You know, 6P still has trouble with the Mega Fist. If you hear a dog barking, you know you don't. But yeah, Steve is really playing, really looking to take the tempo in his direction in interesting ways. I don't think I've seen quite like this before. We've got nice corner pressure here. The Anji corner pressure that you love to see, if you're an Anji fan, of course. Hammerfall whiff, unfortunate. It has the meter, but it is a dicey RPS situation to be in. I think armor can serve you well in that kind of situation, but you gotta have the timing right. Steve cleaning up. There, get that clutter out of the way. 1-1 now. Check the bracket real fast. Things are progressing along the nice way. Let's rock. See the burst trading immediately. Blue Wild Assault. Burst away. HoboNinja can make more Wild Assault happen, and that's very spooky. Oh, finding all the counter hits. Steve is getting a little too flighty on defense. But going up tempo immediately, just RCing in to get the blue with the blue RC for a little vibe check with 2P. This is definitely not how I would approach this matchup. This has been super fun to watch. Deflect, good use against the Garuda there. Ninja. I'd be careful about just swinging into Anji in this matchup, and that's real tempting to do when Anji is trying to really go up tempo, as Steve is doing. His normals can be pretty sluggish. His far slash, his 5H. So you want to interrupt them with something like a quick 5P, 2P. But then that's where you can threaten with spin. It's on the verge of going out. HoboNinja Blue Wild Assault. We'll see if that pays off, but HoboNinja takes one down here. Okay. We see... Oh no, Garuda! Now, that had to have been a misput input, right? That's kind of a disaster. Well, it's not so much a disaster. HoboNinja's got plenty of burst to work with. We could see more Blue Wild Assaults, more deflects coming from them. We might even see a burst soon if the situation's dicey. Nice blocking. HoboNinja's starting to realize what he's up against when it comes to this Fujin pressure. Now, speaking of pressure, there's Garuda. And I think maybe that Mega Fist back could have been a misinput, but it worked out pretty well for HoboNinja. Finding good spacing. And this is gonna do it. HoboNinja 2. Really like how these two have been playing today. Lots of real great adjustments. A handful of fumbles into miracles here and there from both ends. And, you know, you can't discount these scramble situations. I know that might seem like fumbles into miracles might seem like it's a bit aggro attacking how they're playing, but scrambles will naturally happen. There is going to be something that trades in a funky way, and you're just going to have to power through it as best as you can. You know, slide head to deal with the butterfly, I dig it. HoboNinja scooping. HoboNinja can get to the... Nah, not quite. Even with the heat knuckle there, not quite enough. Steve has meter. Again, the BRC to go up tempo with a 2P. Ooh, big cross-up from HoboNinja. Set point now. Backdashing. That's what you have to be leery of using 2S. It's not super active. So backdashes can shut down 2S as a stagger or pressure option. Doesn't quite get the confirm off the dust there. Steve. You know, I respect it. I'm not, whenever I say Steve like that, it's not me looking down or disrespecting. It's me having a giggle. HoboNinja with the meter can make this turnaround happen immediately. You know, no burst spent. I think it was a fine gamble to make. HoboNinja's still on set point. Steve looking to threaten to turn this into a 2-2 situation, even things up. I think the Garuda pressure quite well, all things told. I've been saying it, that the adjustments and the way the back and forth, the kind of flow of this match has been going really excellently. HoboNinja, weary of the parry super, backs off rather than try to enforce Garuda pressure. Throw. I thought for sure someone was getting scooped, and it wasn't going to be HoboNinja. It's a spooky situation. It's a dangerous gamble to make against a grappler. Oh, goes over the 5H. I didn't even know Megafist could do that, Steve. Oh, this is really dangerous. Oh, not quite able to take advantage of that baited burst. This could be, you know, Steve. Oh, finds the counter hit. Great stagger pressure there. 2-2. All right. I think maybe one of Steve's strengths, something I've kind of discounted so far, is his willingness to be bold and take risks without fear. And fortune doesn't always favor the bold, but it's been paying dividends here. Ooh. Steve really wanted to be greedy there, try and collect that 5H. Oh, goes over the 6P. Gotta be careful of Potemkin's dumpy there. Ooh, nice punish, Steve. Hitting a great punish. That's what he was looking for at that 5H. Through the wall. Steve looking to take the tempo of this set immediately, and with a lot of meter to work with. You can see a counter super. No, just fights out with a 2P. What a check. HoboNinja. Ooh, it's staggered again. Steve really wants that to work. There we go, just checked it. HoboNinja manages to steal a burst at this late juncture. Just Mega Fits in. Set point again. He's playing a little more cautious now. I really like Steve is getting some great optimization off of these spins here, going for the 5H Karanagiha confirms. The corner, HoboNinja just jumps out. Anji kind of has to commit to dealing with opponents who jump in the corner against Fujin pressure. And it looks like jumping is the secret sauce for HoboNinja. Until then, caught by the Midare. And counter hit. Think this'll kill? No, not quite. Oh! It's not a true safe jump, remember. Ooh! It's the overhead and takes us to a double Luigi situation. Big counter hit for HoboNinja. Great use of the flex shield there, Steve. Into the shins. Great use of deflect there. Steve has been using deflect phenomenally throughout this set. Just finding the right points to take advantage and press. I think they were both expecting it. We saw a jump back from Steve there. Speaking of the jump back, that backdash, it's clipped by the far slash. HoboNinja is looking in a dire spot. Steve is about to get a wall break, get all the benefits of that. The offense bonus, defense bonus, the meter bonuses. Oh, now it's HoboNinja's turn to deflect. Steve. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Stinky Steve. You know? Kind of closes it out in, I wouldn't say dramatically, just efficiently. Real quick, catching the toes. Alright, we will be moving on in just a moment here. I got one thing to clean up real fast at admin side. Won't take but a second. Appreciate your patience for that all. Stinky Steve moving on. You know, I can't remember off the top of my head. Usually, well, no, I guess it's not quite. It's a bit more even than I think it is. These two seem to have a decent amount of matches where they run into each other. It's more even than I would give them credit for. shadowgeko and BT are going to be on next. shadowgeko. Ah, I see, I see. With the Dizzy, if you can see on screen right now. BT pulling up with the Eno. Let me just check to make sure. shadowgeko, it's been a minute since they've shown up. Last time they came to the stream, they were rocking the Bridget, if you all recall correctly. But now, Dizzy's turn. I actually got challenged by shadowgeko the other day, not too long ago. They ran into me in the tower. And we had a nice little Dizzy Anji set, and it was very interesting. I think shadowgeko has a pretty good handle on how the character works. Very good use of Wings of Light in particular.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society, so instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts.
Heaven or hell?
けません。この力に今度こそ。
I don't remember off the top of my head if that's a unique intro between these two. It would be nice to see if they did, considering their shared history in the exec series. This is what I was talking about. Look for shadowgeko to get Wings of Light set up early and often. Yeah, it's popping. Very good use of Wings of Light. Manages to find it nice and early. It's almost over already. Jeez. shadowgeko looking for a perfect. Won't get it, but it has a huge life lead at this point in time. Defense on point as well. Great challenge. That 2S, I talk about it every week. Great round start button for Ino. This is definitely a wonky matchup in terms of knowledge for me. I'm not quite sure how these two would interact with each other. The big interaction I'm seeing right now is BT wants that perfect that shadowgeko didn't quite get. And maybe, oh, shadowgeko has the wings, is looking to get the big damage, but, you know, under the Ino mix, not a whole lot you can do. Big 5H, 18 active frames. You gotta be extremely careful at the longer mid-range against Dizzy. You will stick your hand in the food processor if you're not careful. Wild Assault to get the Wings of Light set up, and it's getting close. The wings are starting to turn from a yellow to a nice, lovely golden brown. Not quite cooked there. BT manages to find a throw just as the wings activate and escapes with negligible damage. Still a big, maybe not that big a life lead. Dizzy has huge guts, but takes a decent amount of damage from most things. Oh, yeah, it could go either way right now. shadowgeko with burst on the table. Yeah, there we go. BT has so much meter, though. Even if that hadn't been, even if BT hadn't caught shadowgeko there, it would have been very dicey at best to get away from the Ino mix. BT chalks one up. One on the board. Let's see. Rock. BT taking the early lead. I think Dizzy might struggle with just these jumps that BT is doing. Not the best anti-air buttons. I know 6P not looked upon very favorably at the moment. So I'm sure in a close-up mix-up situation, it'll get the job done. Dizzy does have these slower pokes at longer range, so even if something like 5H is really active and can feed out with spacing, in terms of advantage, it might be, in terms of advantage in speed and spacing, it might be a little difficult. I'm gonna mix up with the fish. BT, you know, don't even need the wings. Put her on ice. Not quite. I did very little damage, I'm surprised. I had no idea the first hit of the fire dagger would kill the chemical love like that. Very interesting interaction. I'll write that down in my my book here. Not enough meter for the super wall break. BT looking pretty good right now. HeadChef under a lot of pressure. This is a heck of a situation to be in. One touch from death against Ino. Ooh, not quite close enough to get that 2H. I respect the ambition, though. Look for the scoop. The long animation makes Wings of Light a bit more effective to use. Gives it more time to set up. You know, just grapple for your life at this point. BT has burst, baits it. Goes for another scoop. This time, BT's the one who finds the throw. The back throw incident will go up to 2-0. It looks like I got a ping here. I got a friend who shares music with me on the regular. In fact, they're the one who recommended the album that I played earlier, Telecommunication, for y'all this evening. Great taste in music. Always a pleasure to get a message from them, but I'll have to wait till after the bracket to get back to them. shadowgeko taking the offensive here. D. 5K looking to make a nice little check against air dash pressure. shadowgeko. You know, under pressure. Finds the big Mikhail sword. Yeah, we pronounce it like the Birchwood here. There's the wings. Not quite getting all that much damage. A bunch of meter, but nowhere to put it. Just not enough time. I wonder if wings is gonna pay dividends in the long run. We had a great showing of it in the first round. Looks like against Ino's mobility, great ranged attacks, it's just getting clipped out, and it's not quite gonna work out. I'd love to have my mind changed, though. Through the Ino pressure. No, it is what it is. And this is what happens with these kind of characters. You gotta play against them in neutral. If you're under the mix-ups, your chances go down over and over again with each interaction. That's how it closes out. BT, gaming. 3-0, clean sweep. You know, most switches clean up with the brooms they fly in on, but Ino, you know, doesn't play by those same rules. Sweeping up with a guitar, who'd have thunk it? BT moving on. shadowgeko going down to loser side of the bracket. We'll have another shot at things this evening. Fatcatteddy, HeadChef. Familiar faces that we see at the good old WeebCup here. Had a chance to. I was watching. Shoot, who was it? TSKR Brian, the Zato player, who showed up on stream in pools. They were doing a live stream of... Ah, shucks. Oh, you met in person at CB? Heck yeah. Oh, you got to meet HeadChef? Heck yeah. That's very nice. Yeah, I was just saying I saw HeadChef on Brian's stream. I'm glad y'all got a chance to meet face-to-face. We had another Hoop Squad member potential meetup nearly miss with Maneuverable and former WeebCup competitor Burst Dragon. They were in the same pool. Fortunately, no team kill, but 4 out for the homie Burst, ended up drowning in pools. Maneuverable managed to scrape by on loser side. That's in the past, though. What we're looking at in the present is Johnny versus Bedman. Life evening up here, I think. Oh yeah, get a card on the table. Just 5H's out. It's air to take the corner. HeadChef with the burst. It's pretty late, but we'll see if it works with the install on the table. Yeah, manages to make it happen. Great stall. Bedman loves the awkward mobility of stalling in midair. Under the Johnny pressure now. You have to take Delilah with you. I love when Bedman's close enough to Delilah and jumps, manages to pick her up and all that. Nobody wakes up 5H's bed. Listen, I don't know what you do when you're in bed, but You wake up in the morning, you don't feel the need to hit the biggest, chunkiest button you have? Get your morning started? Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna close out. HeadChef surely will save that burst. Absolutely no reason to spend it here. How did that catch the... You know... What, you don't hit the snooze button for 14 frames on your alarm? Oh my gosh, HeadChef is just getting shot down. Cannot leave the ground right now. Getting hit by 6Ks, getting hit by air-to-airs. Finds a scoop. There we go, there's a nice JD counter hit for HeadChef. Oh yeah, I remember you saying late WeebCup works best for you. Ooh, YRC. Ooh, no run-up throw attempt. Just gets poked out by that 2K. It's Teddy up 1. This is turning into a nice little bracket we've got going here. We're seeing good back and forths, good interactions from all gamers here. Fatal mistake of trying to bait Teddy's burst. I'll have to see who will learn. Jesus! Counter hit 6H to open a round. Back throw incident. HeadChef loves to see that. Just checks the Johnny run-in. No dash blocking, so just putting things in this man's way can pay dividends. Teddy has so much meter, though. HeadChef opting to just play his own game until they go in and get shot down by that huge close slash. Goes for the bluff. Ends up throw with the card on the table. With the super... Yeah, not enough to kill. Edmund's a healthy boy, or bed. Boy no more, bed now. Just goes for the sweep! Card on the table, gets the conversion. Is finer, 6H. All coming up Teddy right now. HeadChef needs to do something dynamic to come back now. Needs some errors to work with. I find that Bedman's game plan between Exard, where I know him best, and Strive is not so different between each other. Bedman kind of has to be left to his own devices to stock up the errors. Has to get a pin on the table to get an error. Bursting for dear life. This gets backdash. Dude, would you give me just... Actually, yeah, I can hold off on it. I got something I need to do between rounds, so top 8 will start after a very, very brief delay. Y'all keep running your matches. Did I say sick backdash? I'm kind of mashing on words right now, so if I said sick backdash, don't worry. Listen, backdashes have way less invuln in this game. Listen, maybe my perspective skewed. Every time I backdash, I get my shit pushed in. Well, air to air. HeadChef. Finding the last hit of the JH, but not quite confirming off it. GC Yoshi special, just 2P. Ooh! Alright, alright. HeadChef getting the pressure going, making it work. Just looping the bombs. Spending all that meter. Not quite able to close it out, though. Getting the throw back there. HeadChef stays alive. The heartbeat monitor is bumping. Ooh, caught by the hard pop. You gotta be careful. Turn up will activate after the delay and catch you trying to do something. You can't sneak by it. Ooh, except there. HeadChef sneaking by it. Backdash is out of the misfiner range. You gotta know your spacing against this man. Just for a close slap. What was that? Must have attacked during an RC after the super. I don't quite know what happened there. I gotta check the tapes after this. Teddy bursting. See, this is what happens when you don't bait Teddy's burst. But things may end up working out for HeadChef after all. No burst for Teddy. It was over. Under the car crusher, manages to get out, but gets flipped by the close slash. How do you get away from this man? He's too fast. He hits too high. Oh, the jump in. Doesn't confirm into anything off it, though. You know, White Wild Assault. You gotta desperate run-ins at some point. And with this big cinematic super, Teddy will move up to top 8, 3-0. Alright, let me take a look at our bracket at this moment in time. I don't know why. Okay, we're waiting on the loser. Never mind. It's gonna be after. Yeah. Okay, that'll pay. I'm not paying attention to this gosh darn bracket. Sticky Steve and BT. One moment. And after that, we'll have C Drive versus Teddy. Something up. All right, let's get everything set up. I will be just a little bit absent for, not too long. I got something to look at very quickly. I'll probably be back by the time the intro's done rolling. Alright, everything looks good on my end. Be right back, everybody.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society.
Duel 1. Let's rock!
See, when I said I'd be back by the time the intro finishes rolling, I was expecting them to not skip it. Because I didn't ask, I can't blame anybody for it. BT closing out nice and quick on Steve. I wonder if same impulsiveness that Steve was showing earlier against HoboNinja may come back to bite them. We hear Eno players talk about this matchup as really bad quite a lot, but I think not quite as bad. I think it's Eno really needs to just get a lockdown on Anji, and then things become very hard for him. He's so big, so tall, he can get clipped by things nice and easy. And needs to know when to fight back against Eno. Getting a little too impulsive, a little too ambitious or aggressive can lead to big counter hits like that, just running into the 2H. Woo! And of course, the fan toss. If Eno knows to play against it well as well, get shot out of the... I said the same thing last week and BT lost every round. Listen, that's BT's fault for not getting the lock-in. Don't kill the messenger. Besides, it's the opposite whenever I play against Kid Dracula. I lock him down once and I win a match, then I get locked down for the rest of my life. Then I gotta drive home, spend an hour and a half driving home wondering where it all went wrong. Nice spin. Trying to go for a burst bait there. BT recognized. Woo! Ooh, just goes for the air dash over. That's what I was talking about. Remember, there was a couple times when Steve air dashed over HoboNinja in the last match and got caught for it, and BT made it work this time. Dang, Rain? Whoa. I guess Steve did beat Rain. It's kind of clicking now. Alright, let me focus up then. Steve? Taking BT to the corner, that's where everyone wants to be in this matchup. Well, obviously having the corner, not with your back to the wall. That's, nobody wants that. What a scoop! He finds a confirm. Very nice. Into the super, even. There was a moment in the last match with HoboNinja where Steve didn't quite manage to get the confirm. Does manage to find it. Very nice. Steve is playing incredibly well this evening. Pouring the pressure on, just getting the meter. I really like that empty spin there. You know, Scooby-Doo, you might be onto something. Maybe... I gotta desperately find... There we go. Maybe it may be that that's what's gonna happen. Steve will turn this around. We'll have to see. Oh, it's not the biggest way to fight out. Good RC from Steve there to kind of cut losses on that Ko. But with things moving back towards mid-screen, I think it's going to start favoring BT a bit more. Just lock in as I open the gates for the Anji Horde. You know, I was cheering for Ooey Gooey on stream at Combo Breaker, and I couldn't make it happen, so I don't know what you want me to do for Steve. Gotta do it on his own power. What he is doing on his own power is putting one on the board, evening things up. Like, if the Anji Horde wants to come through and lend Steve some power, I'm all for it. Come through, fellas. See what we'd like to see. Will we see a spin at round start to counter a 2S, perhaps? No? 6H? I think the interactions are quite interesting. Oh yeah, you gotta burst that. If you get hit by a close slash counter hit from Anji, you just die. Looking to create space, just gets clipped by the 6P though. Manages to survive the pressure and is trying to take things back towards mid-screen. BT surviving just at the edge of their life bar though. Steve, it is a slugfest here. I can hardly get a word in edgewise. We saw a counter hit trade up towards the beginning of the round. There you go. There's the 2S. You can't walk back and hope to whiff punish it. It just has too much range. Aranagiha in neutral. The dividends will that pay for Steve. It's a bit dicey since Eno spends so much time off the ground. Perhaps looking to call it a stroke? No, calling out the air dive with the run-up super, counter super. And now with no meter to work with, BT is gonna have to dig deep. Oh, you can't dig deep enough for that. Oh no, a drop! Just gets the OTG, Stinky Steve. If you get spun at that low of life, the only digging that's going to happen is 6 feet into the ground. And you might not be necessarily be the one who's doing it. Listen, running forward and praying that your thing will work can be a call-out against someone who's aggressive. I mean, it's not always great. What was it Daigo said that because of the motion for a Dragon Punch, moving forward is its own kind of defense. And I think that applies here. It's Goofy Faustine to play match 4-2. Butterfly, interesting option. Hit by the JD. Gotta be careful, JSJD. Good way to call out something like a throw. BT Paper has the big advantage here. Quite close enough to punish after Nagiha. That's gonna cost BT. Quite enough. Anyone's game here. Next one, land a blow will do it. BT does not want to let Steve in, throwing out a lot of those 2H's just eat up space. Oh my gosh, Steve with the advantage. BT bonked by the overhead. Steve on set point. BT retaining that burst. At the very edge there. Very nice spacing. BT. Getting the Eno mix. Out of range, but, you know, 2S. Cleaning up. Not enough to kill. Just sending it with that. Oh my gosh. BT spending burst. That's going to be huge, even if BT brings things back here. I say bring things back like BT isn't in the lead. Yeah, even if BT presses their advantage. Okay, I guess they both have pretty similar burst, huh? It's really going to come down to whoever gets the big first hit will kill. Not quite getting as much capitalization as one would hope for here. BT doesn't have enough meter to close out with a hard knockdown, so both gamers with meter. Use it to deflect. That was so brave. Steve with the psychic read of not doing the follow-up. Hit by the low. By not doing Midare there, Steve left himself open to not get punished by anything. No, don't want to get whiff punished when Midare is on the table. Excuse me. Alright. C-Drive, player one side, preventing Teddy from putting any kind of whack music on. You know, honestly, I think most people playing in that matchup don't like it. C-Drive, back at Teddy. See it every week. Feel like there's not much more to add on. Play-by-play only takes it so far. Gold burst from that range? Jeez. That had to have been like a timing thing. The 2K whipping. Teddy just didn't want to get swept. Ooh, scooped. Teddy will close things out here with a big super. I will take a moment to get the bracket moving along. Appreciate your patience there. Teddy has a slight lead at the moment. He drive. Fighting back, just moving in with that slow, bulky steps from Mr. Dickinson. Oh my god, Risk's cranked. I just saw it there. It is so scary to see that big warning sign. Dashes under. What a privilege this Johnny character has. Alright, alright. Alright, we got our top beta all set, ready to go. Teddy. You know, if you watched Combo Breaker this weekend, you may have seen a sign from the audience talking about Mist Finer being minus 15. From the back? No way. Can't believe that. The C-Drive must have extended to Hurt Box or something. Risk is so cranked right now. C-Drive finds the back throw incident. He's gonna profit massively from that cranked Risk. Ooh. So we like to call big damage. Ooh. Flex Shield not availing Teddy. C-Drive just managing to get the confirm. Very nice, very nice. Look at the card pressure. No, it's too far back. White Wild Assault to get out. Backdash. Remember, Gold Lewis's offense is fundamentally flawed. Woo. You know, the bluff doesn't always work. I did not see that one, unfortunately. D-Drive under pressure. You know, he's taking that burst with him, and I respect it. There is such a huge range discrepancy in this matchup, and it is not working out for C-Drive. Under card pressure, gets the confirm. Super. You know, we haven't... I was just taking note of the security gauge down there. C-Drive has been under so much pressure, hasn't really been able to take care of... advantage of that big security gauge. We haven't seen much in the way of drones, miniguns, or even BT cancels. What happened there? Was that a Goldlewis forward dash in the air, right? Guess the Johnny cross under happened. Eddie looking to take a clean sweep. The stepping away for some reason. Improving my point. He'll crack me up. Oh no, what is this? I will copy the address and keep that for later. I won't look at it now. I won't subject y'all to me listening to it on stream. Eddie getting the scoop. Oh yeah, Teddy was talking about wanting some variety in stages, but C Drive sent Teddy to hell. Hard pressure, it is what it is. Eating the overhead, just standing up into it. Getting the throw for a reward. To be rewarded with a throw of their own. Set point. There we go. We're seeing a little less security gauge use. Drive making this little movement Gold Lewis has work for them. Close enough, yeah? Close enough. But for sure, it might be just an inch too short, but... It's Teddy taking this pressure again with a huge bunch of meter to work with, but 50 meter from Gold Lewis is more than enough to close things out. Getting close to 100, that for sure will close things out. Quite enough. The follow-up, wrist is cranked. Steady. Good. Steal around here. Nah, YRC into BT. B-Drive's heart is beating, it's pumping blood. Most hearts tend to do that, but it's very necessary here for C-Drive to do that in order to keep on going. Under the Johnny pressure, under the card pressure. But when cards are on the... How did neither of those connect with the card? Wild. Teddy spending burst and making great use of that 100 meter they have. So just apply pressure, air to air and Senga. Ooh. Alright. Drop the hammer. Ooh, it just gets pushed into it. C-Drive, stay alive. Gives me a moment to take a sip of water. Here, I was wondering if we'd see a character swap from Teddy. No, feeling like Johnny can get the job done. Well, maybe that's why we haven't seen so much of the security cancels. Johnny can just pull up and Mistfinder from downtown. Jab debate the reversal. Teddy hits the meter. You know, C-Drive fights back. Doesn't get the biggest punish, but manages to get the nice positional advantage and a knockdown. C-Drive looking to make a comeback. Great pressure. Ooh, just fights back under the card pressure. Very, very great. You gotta pay attention. The cards are on the table. Gotta look out for bluffs, the run in and throw. If Johnny's trying to reset pressure on you, you gotta fight back, because once the card is out, you don't want any of that smoke. Hitting on set point. C-Drive. I was wondering if they'd start it with White Wild Assault, but no, they're holding on to it. Goes over the Mistfinder. Tries for the behind the back, but the Flex Shield protects your front and your back. It's 6p to go under the Mistfinder there. Little 2p. 2p is so strong. +3, you can link it into BT with ease. Manages to find it. C-Drive. Looking to keep alive. Not just alive, but thrive. I swear I'm not trying to rhyme intentionally. C-Drive's use of White Wild Assault can be... It it's interesting, I suppose. Sometimes they're very, very frequent with it. Other times they really like to hold back and maybe make you think they're going to threaten with burst at some point. Character swap? Yeah, Slayer. Listen, you know, if I was any good at Twitch, I'd put Gamble. Just 2P? I mean, 2P is basically Wild Assault, so if I was doing the channel point bets, you know, I would cash you out anyway. Oh my gosh, speaking of these long-range threats. He drive, jumps back, ooh, gets hit by the anti-air. And you know, Teddy is always aware. Teddy is always looking down at the meter, and whenever it hits 100, Teddy's eyes get real red, and pupils dilate, get real focused on the opponent's health bar. Teddy on set point with Slayer. Get the cross up with the Master's Hammer. I don't know why they changed the name. I personally like Helter Skelter quite a bit. Z-Drive is really struggling to deal with these teleport movements. Short, going under. Teddy managing to get 100 meter again. We'll have to see. Oh. I'm never sure. It feels like it's Schrödinger's Super, where it does more damage than you expect when you think it wouldn't kill. It does less damage than you'd expect when you think it will kill. I'm glad, HeadChef, you have been such a great addition to this community coming through. It makes me smile that you picked up on the vibes and the general dynamics of every single situation. It's HeadChef, it's HoboNinja.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts.
Heaven or hell?
Ooh, Venom theme. Yeah, HeadChef is very pleasant individual. Very, always a privilege and a pleasure to see them. Always the epitome of chill. But I wonder if that's the case now. HoboNinja working on a perfect. Won't get it because of some chip damage, but oh my gosh. You know, I said what I said a moment ago. Okay, nice flick. Manages to end the goal against that three-point shot. Just 2P their way to victory. HoboNinja. Feel like when both these characters start jumping, surely HeadChef will have the advantage, but Temkin JS and JH are not to be trifled with, especially not JD. Super wall break. Oh yeah, I remember that, Rain. You were talking to me like trying to get advice on the Slayer matchup. We were thinking and laughing. Nice use of burst, managing to escape the conversion from the three-point shot. You know, sometimes you just gotta dive on in. Nice Kara into the super. HoboNinja. Wait, getting a confirm. Oh my gosh. Hates the burst. Nothing really comes of it. Yeah, HeadChef. Oh, surely that was meant to be throw. HeadChef with 100 meter. Finding the dust there. The visual noise in front of Bedman between Delilah, the bomb explosions can make things very disorienting. Turning into a bit of a long-range match. Ooh, 6P. Something that Great use of anti-airs. Finds the scoop to close things out as dramatically as possible. HoboNinja draws first blood in terms of getting points on the board. To the room, what the heck? You know, Strive, Earth is what it is. We'll have to see. I'm gonna put that Twitch link in the thing there between rounds. Oh, no, not quite. I'll have to go back for it then. Finding... Ooh! That was a heck of a way to find a Potemkin Buster. Just flicks through it? HoboNinja's really keeping aware of what's going on this evening. I didn't even notice the life lead. HoboNinja, not to be trifled with, has the meter advantage. Good flick. Goes through the 6P. Quite have the meter to close things out. That's HeadChef's turn to get a good 6P. This goes over. Ooh. Not on the up and up on how this matchup is, but it seems on paper you would think it's bad for Potemkin, or at least very frustrating. Oh my god. HoboNinja is making explosive use of all these Potemkin Busters. Alright, I got the link you sent me, Steve. I punched it in. I'll check it out after the bracket this evening. Thanks for dropping it off. I'll look at it and have a sensible chuckle. And it's called a secondary. You know... Oh my god. HoboNinja has the positioning to close things out now. Doesn't want to keep it with burst. Wants to keep it in their back pocket in case they need a blue wild assault later. Chef. It's really finding themselves at an advantage here with full burst, full meter, life lead. HoboNinja spending, and you know why not? At this point in the set, there's nothing wrong with taking a gamble. Not when you're playing Potemkin. I think we'll get clipped by that. Yeah. It's very high up, a lot higher up than the hitbox might suggest. Just goes through the flick, catching a backdash. Wild assault. Now settling back into this kind of mid position to threaten with a move in or play a little more balanced moving back. I like what HeadChef is doing, fine positioning here, but round start is Potemkin's game, apparently. She's defending quite well, though. Just playing a little more active on defense. It feels like HoboNinja's just kind of scouting everything really well. 3 points. Unfortunately for HeadChef, only 1 point on the board is what that particular one scores. Talking about matchups. You cowards with your secondary characters. Listen, I feel like the only game I can actually have a secondary in is Karnov's, and even then, I just run people over with my secondary rather than actually play the game. I'm starting to learn it, though. I'm starting to get it there. I don't know if I'll ever have a proper secondary in other games I really like to play. Rev 2, Persona, that kind of thing. Early burst from HoboNinja. Oh my gosh. It's a dicey use of 2H just for mobility. Maybe a little too early, hoping to use the error to cover the movement, but quite. Yeah, there we go. Closes it out. I thought for sure that would be a little... That close slash wouldn't quite work. Cover a little too quickly, but no. HeadChef finding the right timing for the super, but gets scooped out of the air. I gotta run another Carnage bracket at some point. I feel real bad that I wasn't clear about when the other one would run. Yeah, that's very true. When you play a secondary, it's not necessarily about... C-Drive saying here that playing a secondary isn't necessarily about playing the optimal level, but playing well enough to cover a playstyle or matchup difference, to cover a bad matchup. And GC Yoshi, who's played a character that we see on screen right now, knows all about that from Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. If you have a moment to check out that article, I can try and link it at some point. It's, PVC's meta is very interesting in that way. I was completely distracted from the match closing out because I was thinking about Gold Lighton and the other giant character in PvC, HoboNinja, with the big closeout. Let me put the exclamation point PB in the chat. There we go. HoboNinja moving on. HeadChef, a privilege and a pleasure as always. Will be heading home this evening, but does make it to top 8. Love to see it. Rain versus shadowgeko next. shadowgeko on player 1 side with a Dizzy. Rain pulling up with Kai. Ooh, managed to close it out with Kai last week. Keep in mind we don't discriminate when it comes to which character you play, no matter who they're playing. As long as no other character has belligerent counter moves you can swoosh into. Listen, it's not a domestic abuse. It's iron sharpens iron. I mean, iron can blunt iron too, so you gotta be careful with that. I mean, the music is making it seem a little bit dire. Wings of Light up early, using the fish to block the stun edge. I wonder how viable that'll be in the long run. Get back in there. shadowgeko with just a couple 2 keys. As soon as they start backing down, shadowgeko gets scooped. Rain with a perfect. shadowgeko looking to not get the Wings of Light going, but these damage is quite high even without it. The Hail Sword in particular can do so much damage with the Frozen Ground loot. The Celtic Frost, as I sometimes like to call it for snooty metalhead reasons. I will admit I've never listened to Celtic Frost. Very nice conversion from Rain. Hitting the wall Oki, it looks like that hit. shadowgeko just not holding their ground. And with a quick 1-2-0. The difference between Hiragi and Kachofu Getsu is that you have to think about one of them. Yeah, you gotta think about Kachofu Getsu. Hate Hiragi. Hate that move. Hello, why did that not update? There we go, we got our scores all ready to go here. Rain, taking the early initiative, going over the bevy projectiles shadowgeko wants to put on screen. No burst. Spent it on Wild Assault earlier. Now, shadowgeko showed earlier that they like to throw. And Rain appears to be playing cognizant of that. Not quite close enough. Ooh. Feels like it. I hope it's not a complete shutout. We love a little more back and forth here. This is all Rain at this point. Oh, the 2K dialed in, beating out any kind of run-up from Rain there. Not quite close enough. You heard the ping from the Wings of Light getting close to activating. What a stall from Rain! I really love when stall moves are used in all kinds of games like these. The ability to do air stalls. Getting the mix-up. The wings are... There's the golden brown. Oh my gosh. Rain cooked. Let's rock. Duel 3. Good whip punish. Rain spacing is so good. Like, not just when Johnny is on the table and you can reach into a whole other county, but Kai... I mean, Kai can also reach into, like, maybe the next county over, but still, playing very well around the spacing. It's a reversal from shadowgeko, though. Looking to... Well, it's a healthy chunk of damage. Just putting things on the screen, Rain! Forced a burst. And with one... Oh no! Not quite, we got a drop. This is a little dicey. Wings of Light are up. Get the ice spike. The Wings of Light. Ah! Oh, not quite. What happened? Ran out of meter from the RC. And Rain's JS manages to hit home. How's this stage holding up? It's not exploding or anything on y'all, is it? It's new, so we don't have all the details yet. It's good to know opinions, anything like that. Let me know if there's any kinds of shenanigans after this set's over. Clicked on a thing accidentally. Excuse me. Okay, that's good. Yeah, it would be nice if it's another non-laggy stage, but you can't be too careful. If this does prove laggy, I can remove it from the selection, and this will just have been an experiment, you know? Rain. Has the corner, has the pressure, has the meter. ET spending burst. It's interesting that Rain is going for the heavy version of Stun Edge. It's so far away. I wonder what the deal with that is. Maybe hoping to make shadowgeko too scared to use 5H to eat up space. Yeesh! They're the wings. I think the wings went off there at the very end. But even without them, Dizzy has a good amount of damage at her disposal. Ooh. Likes the dust, has the meter to convert, but turn it into a full combo. Half a stick of butter. Wings come out with this ice field. It's going to be tricky to really get in. The likes of Blue Wild Assault can make it... No, Wings didn't activate. Not close enough. I mean, Wings did activate, just weren't close enough to really do anything. You gotta get real close for this, huh? Ooh, caught with the last hit. It's so active. 18 frames, remember. Run up scoop. Rain is on set point right here. The this meter and this spacing. What a conversion, JP. It's JK, right? Holding their ground, doesn't want to get bullied by that big... Just goes under the Mikhail sword. Stun Dipper. The stun has been dipped. Whoop, dip and they stun. 3-0. Shadowgeko will be going home. Good to see you again. It's been a minute since you pulled up, and it's a pleasure and a privilege to see you come through this evening. We got the score in. We're going to do... Listen, the name of the game is to play however your opponent hates. You want to frustrate them, you want to annoy them. Alright, we're going to move on to losers' quarters right now. We're going to have BT and HoboNinja come through. Changing the details of how they play different things. Yuri enjoyers apologizing for defeating each other, you know. Sorry I had to stack the bracket up in such a way that it was a team kill. But it can be cruel sometimes, and sometimes the team kill has to happen. I'm just glad that you two shook hands. BT and HoboNinja. BT is queued up. Player one side. I used to have a little bottle of Tabasco that I kept by here to stop any kind of late bracket congestion that happens from just talking so much, but fortunately, I ran out. I used it all up when my regular jar of Tabasco went out, so I gotta find the little jar at some point. Definitely not the most mental thing I've ever said while commentating a bracket. I think. Oh. Eno versus Potemkin. We're moving in. Feel like we've seen this match quite a lot. I mean, usually I take a whiff of it, just, you know, just inhale deeply. Ooh. Listen, I'm like EX white people, so as much as I love spice, I think drinking Tabasco is a little bit outside of my my realm of oh my god. Ooh. You know what, see, since you say I'm schlorping Tabasco, if I ever say that I'm going to, like, a major or something, and y'all have, like, a Tabasco soda that you bring, I will drink it. If you can get it past customs or find it on site, you know, bring it over, I'll chug it. If you get it in a can, I'll shotgun it. This is all extremely relevant to what's happening on screen, where HoboNinja is just cleaning up with a perfect. I don't know what it is about me this evening. I feel like I've been commentating with a big smile on my face the whole evening. There's nothing I love more than fighting games, I think. WeebCup Hot Sauce Chug Challenge is the most insane sentence I have ever read in my chat room. You people are... You're cracking me up way too much. Thank you for pinning that. I appreciate it. That's gonna be a bracket name in the future. I'm gonna hold on to that. It's real good. On to the next round. BT asserting dominance the same way would by drinking Tabasco sauce. HoboNinja has to look out for these big moves, unable to run underneath the Chemical Love at the longer ranges. It's a more subtle aspect of this matchup. Able to duck under it and defend against the stroke at the same time, of course, but at that range, vulnerable to hover dash. Chat, you gotta come off this now. I'm getting mad. I'm smiling that. I'm smiling so much, I'm getting so mad. Ooh, nice Roman cancel to beat the armor. HoboNinja. That's about the spin and burst, gutsy. This goes for the toes. BT cleaning up. It's a round. Ooh. Oh. Feel like I'm in the, Matt, stop it. I'm trying to commentate. 2S. You know what I say about that button. BT has so much meter. It's not over yet. 1-on-1 in terms of, meter stuff on the table. HoboNinja has so much health that they were able to chalk up another burst. Not able to survive. BT closing things out. I'm barely holding it together right now, but I think I can manage. Gas up your goats in the chat, people. It's 1-to-1. We gotta mix up left, right, high, low character. Got a nickel and dime you to death versus the big man who can just do that and kill you. That was more than half from like 2 touches. Closing in. That's right, I forgot that I have mods in this chat. Oh my gosh! Not able to convert off it, but just a show of asserting fear. Ooh. Ooh. Can I see what happened if I look in the chat there? No, I can't see anything. Mods just go under the table dealings. Woo! Now this is the range! Nice block in the dust. BT finding momentum to get out of the corner. I mean, okay. Sometimes these things happen. Goes over. Light head. Finds a gold burst. Hey! HoboNinja overwhelming with the situation. You know, I was expecting a Potemkin Buster there the way my man was wiggling. HoboNinja 2-0. That's the funny thing about these fighting game inputs. You can see someone do a little shuffle in place like it's a video game. And before they do their thing, and you can use that to fake people out. I had someone at a monthly ask why I was running up to them and hitting faultless defense, and I talked about how I'm an old man who has FD breaking ingrained in the brain. And was saying, well, sometimes I'll throw from it, and sometimes I'll use close slash from it, and I guess it's a visual mix-up of sorts. HoboNinja is at 2. This could all end very quickly. Take it to the corner. Ooh, nice fight B. You know, Unica's movement being what it is in the air, if I ever see that character jumping at me, I am hitting 5 feet. You cannot stop me. Ooh, just a 5P. Remember, HoboNinja loves to use 5P as an anti-air. Oh. Garuda impact, getting the pressure started. BT's fighting back, though. Really like this spacing that we're finding. BT not in such a committal position that a big errant poke from Potemkin will lead to the most devastating punish of all time. But still can threaten with movement after the fact. Ooh. Ooh. You know, you gotta be scared when Potemkin is reaching with the palm big and open like that. Your head is a basketball, and this man wants to slam dunk. Air C to get the pressure off. Ooh. You keep reading the scoop. It's a slide head. Oh! No scoop that time. Counter hit close slash. HoboNinja set point. 6P. Heat tackle. Reads the scoop again. BP. Great defense this evening. Melee, my favorite writing format. Look at these blocks from HoboNinja. Ooh, what a 6P, fighting back. Getting in. See, scoop! Oh, it's so close to being over. HoboNinja with the Garuda reset from the OTG. 3-0, HoboNinja. BT. Unfortunately, this is as far as they will go this evening. It has been a privilege and a pleasure to have you come through. I feel like I say that to everybody who gets eliminated, but it really is a privilege and a pleasure that all of you are coming through. And I guess I'll say the thank yous nice and early this evening. Why not? I appreciate everybody's passion, everybody's dedication, everybody's love of the game. We're looking at winners finals right now. Steve, Eddie, it's time. Get in the ring. What can we expect? We can expect Stinky Steve to be nice and belligerent all evening long. That's what I think. I think the real question here is who will Teddy represent starting things off? Oh, whoops. Oh, we don't have it. Never mind. Oh no, I'm so sorry. It's C Drive and Rain. I can't believe it. I overlooked that completely. Thought that was getting punched in right there. I'm a dumbass. I appreciate y'all pointing out that I'm a dumbass.
Mankind knew that they cannot.
I don't believe it. Getting the pressure started early. C drive. Back to the wall. Curly burst. Yep, there it is. Has a drone for holding down the neutral, preventing any kind of problems from coming their way. C-Drive with meter, we could see... C-Drive really likes to kind of hold on to meter. Doesn't like to spend it on reversals. Scoop. Rain with the very delayed PRC. Probably bought time for... Oh, not quite. Maybe a bigger churn could have turned up the damage and closed things out for C-Drives. Under the pressure. Nice deflect. Rain. A little too shallow on that IAD in C-Drive the time they needed. What a round start. 5k into 6p. Ooh. behind the back, sweeping the streets, keeping them clean. Oh, that's gonna be it for sure. Didn't even need to get any wall splat going, just the next hit. I appreciate your patience with me being a dumbass on that last round call. I'm being real silly. I'm just making sure you're awake and ready to go. That's it, yeah. Alright, Rain, taking the gloves off. It's Johnny time. Here's Johnny. Listen, there's... Listen, a famous person once said, pick a top tier. Just pick a top tier. And, you know, there's no shame in that. Ooh, matching clothes, let's go. Dressed in red, standing out against the lovely green and blue background. Taking a very early lead. Instructions unclear. Keep it down, Teddy. Yeah, you do play Potemkin, Nago, Johnny, Sin, now that I think about it, so... Closing out. Sorry, I'm just getting too hyped to this music. Unica's theme goes so hard. Rain spending the meter, so no hard knockdown. T-drive. I want to find a space to spend the security gauge. No, that's right. Remember last time against Teddy's Johnny. Got shot down very early on in the drone startup. 1-1 now. You know, will C drive swap into Bedman? You know, it's a long shot, but it's something that could happen. Second best. What's your favorite? Or rather, what do you think is the best? C drive is not swapping to Bedman. Eno's theme? Very underrated. I'll dig it. I'll take it. I do like the kind of progressive elements that Daisuke is really trying to put into Strive's soundtrack with the likes of Asuka or Bedman or Ram's theme. Where did Rain's health go? Drive, getting out of the way of the card. Gets caught by it there. You know, you can only run so far as your back gets to the wall. You know, Vault as an air-to-air feels so nasty. Ooh, safe jabs the reversal super. It's pretty slow, so you gotta be careful. There we go. There's the air stalling I like to see from Mist Finer. Hammer's gonna get dropped, though. Oh, just alive. You know, it must have gotten OTG'd at some point. Okay. Looking out for any kind of potential mash from C-Drive. Finds a big counter hit in Senga. You know, don't even need to spend the super to deal the mental damage. Just end it early, end it early. Has the corner, has the wall break, C-Drive. As full security, we have to wait and see. Under pressure, so I don't think we'll get to see any kind of drone or gun offensive here. Rain. Fine. Big pressure, and you know, if your 6P hits a little too vertical like Gold Lewis's does, becomes a dangerous to use as an anti-poke. Can get whip punished easily. I think overall, between Gold Lewis's size and the lack of horizontal reach from the 6P, those are the two biggest elements holding C-Drive back in this matchup. Rain up 2-1 right now. Good reversal of momentum from how this set started.
Man.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Cagey at round start. Rain draws first blood, finds the first bait. Successful. Oh my gosh. Already meter? Enough to go for the hard knockdown? Rain! Absolute demon. Oh my gosh, it's gonna happen again. Oh my gosh, look at Rain's meter! Almost ready again! This is so dire for C-Drive. You know, gotta wire C when you can. Now the offense... Oh, that has to have been like a little fumble on the dash cancel or something, right? Rain on set point. This point blank BT, just do it. Careful of the card. Managed to get pushed out with a missed finer block. That's a big chunk of damage. C-Drive needs something big to happen here, and that's the start of something big if I ever seen it. One to one right now. C-Drive halfway to a victory. Rain just needs a single round. What a scoop! The pressure going. Throw. Burst out. Managed to find a minigun. I feel like I've been talking that all set, waiting for the right chance to find a chance to spin security gauge, that the fear of misfire shooting you down midway. Oh, this is huge! A little bit of back and forth there. Sent the wrong way, and I feel like that could have been just a quirk of the system. Unfortunate for C-Drive. Rain looks on top with that card on the table. Check the Nsenga with a 2P, the privilege this man's elbow. Truly the people's elbow, Gold Lewis and Dickinson's 2P there. Now it's Rain on the back foot, looking to get, oh my gosh, one interaction. That's all it needs. No, C-Drive can't find the spacing to keep the laser pressure on. Ben's meter. Rain is the advantage on paper. Just a downtown BT. C-Drive. The heart is pumping. Eyes are open. They are awake. They are alive. They are moving this into game 5.
Mankind.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
All right. It's game 5. Everybody. Getting a little cagey at round start. C-Drive gets a big hit to start things up. Air to air though. C-Drive spending. Okay. Burst is off the table. For a little while. Both with meter. C-Drive. Bending the wire C. Really good timing. You're just getting the scoop. Evening up the life totals. Has the meter to... No conversion off of that. my gosh, the OTG. My breath is hell, everybody. My eyes are wide. Risk on C-Drive. Hard on the table. Has meter now, Rain. Oh my gosh, Risk is cranked. One touch will do it. Whoa! Great defense against the shimmy. Finds the 6K. This is gonna kill. Rain on set point. The music crescendos. It's the right moment. You love to hear it. C-Drive gets the behind the back, no look, BT. This is so much damage. Like, things are even almost immediately. C-Drive sending a message. It's double Luigi. Ooh, downtown. Right, back to the wall. Gets sent in. Now Assault keep pressure. Backing off. His Finer's dash stances allows Johnny to reposition freely. The cart. Second. C-Drive with burst. Will they spend it now? Yes! Nice yet. Canceling on the minigun. Keep safe. Rain spending meter. Now C-Drive has so much meter to work with. And Rain can't get a hard knockdown. C-Drive needs one touch into a BT. But Rain has meter. Okay. If the Wild Assault can convert into the break, and that's gonna do it. 3-2. Rain moving on. Yeah. Whew. Now that's a match right there. I feel like sometimes I default to play-by-play in my style of commentary, and but when I'm like forced into it in that kind of situation, ooh, it's so fun. Alright, appreciate your patience with me being a dumbass earlier. It's time for winners finals. Steve and Teddy. Oh no, Teddy's already captured one player side. You know, I may as well just end the stream now. Bracket's over. It's been a good run, everybody. But you're gonna get inflicted with, like, Birthday Train or Perfection Can't Please Me. It's been a good one. Gold Lewis Dickinson versus Anji. Okay, never mind. We're so back. We've never been more back. It's Unica's theme. Teddy boldly starting with round start BT, the overhead of all things. I really like Steve checking the spacing on BT quite nicely. Backdashing to get out of, remember, the Gold Lewis Dickinson's offense is fundamentally flawed. Teddy has burst, Steve doesn't. This is a big advantage for Steve to, you know, not have early. Teddy has it. We'll see a couple spins here and there, yeah? Ooh. That had to have been a misinput. Gus now getting down by the drone. Not able to take the corner. Ooh. I don't know how you cross up there, Steve, but oh, manages to get a big confirm off a close slash. You know, fumbles into miracles. I said it earlier, and that's not the same thing I said earlier. It's not a mocking of the haha you dropped. It's dang, nice recovery and able to turn that into something great. It's the far slash. Steve offense is looking really clean this evening. Ooh, what a patience! Saw the deflect, reacted to it nicely. Ooh, White Wild Assault. Don't see it that often for Gold Lewis in this bracket. Ooh, it's a big churn. Not a big churn, just a little bit. What? Steve! think that BRC backdash from Steve was so clean earlier. I kind of missed my chance to comment on it. Shame it didn't lead into W for you. Teddy just playing belligerent, keeping it clean. Excuse me, that's not the button I meant to hit. Steve up 1, Steve down 1, Teddy up 1. I'm reading the past instead of the numbers in front of me. It's the fish early. I really like that. Just not even bothering to go for any kind of follow-ups there. Just playing patient. Anji benefits a lot from staggered offense, from doing nothing on Fujin, letting the opponent hang themselves. Steve did let Teddy hang himself there. Just did nothing, let the reversal come out, and now Teddy is being forced to stare at a super, and you know, there's nothing more humiliating and frustrating than being forced to look at a super. What a spin! The big long spin? Just BT's out. Steve gotta feel disrespected there. Cross is over. Not quite getting a cross up, but... Man, finding the backdash to beat these BTs. Steve... Oh my gosh, just calling out any kind of button. Oh, Steve goes for the long spin and gets caught by the delayed attack. Harkening back to the old execs days of how to play against this character. That's a cool little 45% from Steve. Oh my gosh, Teddy's looking to make that up in a jiffy. Steve. Oh my gosh. Fujin's weakness of being kind of express train into active hitboxes is hurting Steve real bad now. He's used to the meter to, from both sides really, Steve to mix up the approach options, offense, and Teddy to just get out of this Fujin pressure. JD is a real nemesis in this matchup. Fujin not hitting up high enough to deal with it. Steve is, Steve's on the back foot for sure. Thank you, Accidental Super Jump. You know, there's worse things that, you could accidentally dial in during the Anji matchup. Normally I think of Goldloose's 5K, the big steppy, as the anti-2S tool, but, you know, if it works against Far Slash, that's more things to keep in mind in this matchup. So incident. Be playing a little more patient. Woo! Tech the throw. That's the anti-spin tech that goes through drone. He has a life lead and meter. Ooh. Let's wake up super to take the tempo back. -1, but still. Woo! White Wild Assault. Into the gun to close it out, you know. Crush those guts. Getting on set point, starts off with White Wild Assault. Big counter hit. Gives Steve a lot of time to Fujin, cancel out of Fujin, going to this super. No need for a safe jump here. We do it anyway. No? Looks like that was trying to throw or something? Steve's mental damage play style is throwing me for a bit of a loop. Calling out the big churn with safe jump that beats slower reversals, anything slower than 10. Early burst from Steve. Eddie is on set point. You gotta handle him with care. All kinds of little active pokes to deal with stuff. Not quite recovering in time to gear up a spin to deal with that drone. Eddie playing patient around that reversal parry super. Steve enduring the BT cancels. Ooh! Finds the spin, doesn't go into Midari to capitalize, and I think Steve will fall here. Teddy. 3-0. Nice recognition of when the minigun would finish the job. Shoutouts to Gun, you know, this is America. 3-0. Teddy will be waiting in the wings. That is winners grand finals. Well, Steve is guaranteed 3rd place at worst, waiting in losers finals. HoboNinja. Rain. It's time. Rain on player 1 side, sticking with Johnny. HoboNinja on player 2 side, sticking with...
that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blame the beasts.
Heaven or hell?
Johnny versus champion.
You gotta get this mod. It's too good. The way the music just started popping right as the match did? Ooh, it's too good. Arxes. Make this a setting you could just put in the game. Oh, Ninja under pressure quite early. This won't do enough to kill. One thing we know about Potemkin, it's that this character, with 50 meter and a dream, can make it come true. Root of pressure. Ooh. Oh. I was holding my breath the whole time. Rain with the reversal super. Bit of jousting in the corner. Rain finds a grab. Or Ninja under card pressure. Blocks the overheads. Oh no, I didn't update the Nightbot. Excuse me. There we go. Gets the super there for a big wall break. HoboNinja, again, 50 meter in a dream, but there's a twist. This time, the grappler has burst. They get a chance to spend it. Ooh. Oh, no chance to spend that burst. It's clipped by the overhead there. Rain pulls up with 1 on the board. Oh yeah, Emo Scooby-Doo, you have the jukebox mod. Link that for me again sometime once in the Discord. I keep forgetting that you have it, and I feel like I oughta plug it or be a little more aware of it at some point. Alright, we're moving back into it. really like the choice of music here. HoboNinja under pressure has a bunch of risk. It's all going away now. HoboNinja. Ooh, finding a scoop. Not enough to kill. Johnny has big life for some reason. Ooh. HoboNinja holding on to that burst, not trying to keep the corner, and you know, I don't blame them. That was only 20-25% of their life taken away by that last interaction. Ooh, okay, this is huge. Getting that burst to take the corner. Ooh. Exactly what HoboNinja needed. You know, you gotta be careful about round start potbuster, Kara potbuster. It's very intimidating to do it, and it can be very rewarding, but most people are aware of it, and they can punish you hard for it. Ninja just under 50% of their life. Rain. Caught by the flick, will surely be aware of how to... No, gets rushed down by the reflector. She's going not quite through the wall. And not building a whole lot of meter from that. Good use of the super to beat the flick. Rain has 100 meter, so this could be really explosive amount of damage. No, not quite. HoboNinja quite hitting the 50 meter point. Not able to use those defensive mechanics that are so potent in Guilty Gear to squirm out of this one. And wants to hold on to that burst. They can spend it nice and early. It's the heat tackle. Ninja gets clipped by an overhead. Put to the wall. Another overhead. They'll go through the wall. Rain looking on top here. Rain's halfway to victory. A match and a set to their name. Well, what? That caught him? I gotta brush up on just how active the frames on Heavenly Potemkin Buster are. That's wild. Rain's at 2-0 right now. Loser semis. Winner will move on. Fight Stinky Steve. You know, no matter how you slice it, it's a rematch for both of these gamers. Heat tackle from HoboNinja. Just waiting. HoboNinja taking that round with a plum. Perfect. No super armor in the air. You're gonna have to deal with this in Senga. 6P. Remember, heat tackle is very plus when blocked. Oh my gosh! I had nothing of substance to add to that round. Just ended like that. Rain. Thinking with Johnny, surely. Yeah, there. Not enough time to switch to Kai either. Can HoboNinja ride this momentum? Maybe get an early counter hit, some early big damage on the board, and kind of ride the threat this character presents through Johnny's big health. These are two healthy boys for Season 3. Johnny and Potemkin both. Really through the wall for Rain. HoboNinja, only about 20% of their life left. The card pressure. And Rain wants to use Incendia as many times as possible in these wall splat combos. Close things out. It does so much damage now. Just dust. Perfect game. Rain has under her belt. Point. Very cagey right now. 1 6P from Potemkin can lead to a heat tackle, and 1 heat tackle from Potemkin can lead to the big man being in your face, and nobody wants the big man in their face. What a disadvantage. Finds the overhead, Rain. HoboNinja spends the deflect, interesting. Bursts off the table for quite a while. Say quite a while like it's not about to come back from this wall break. HoboNinja can hold that a little longer to get burst back, but Rain just seems real dominant. Has a scoop to their name. We'll close it out. Moment of solitude, moment of reflection for HoboNinja at this time. Appreciate the chance to think about everything that's led us here. But we've got to move on and run a bracket. HoboNinja, thanks for coming through. Privilege and a pleasure as always. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Yeah, put your 07s and your salutes in the chat there. HoboNinja. Now it's time. The grandest of finals. No. Not the grandest of finals. Only the, I feel like I can't say loserest of finals now. I've really worked myself into a corner. It's, time to determine second and third place. Yeah, that's it. Steve, it's time. This is the rematch that, y'all have been waiting for. Say that like the match was on stream. It sure wasn't. Steve and... You know, if... Stop denying my runbacks. Get in line. You people... Y'all are cracking me up.
So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blame the beasts.
I can't stay quiet at this time. Like, the cool music isn't going, it won't kick in when the happens. It's just no fun without that mod. I want to see it updated soon. Hope it is. I need like an extra $10 to update it. I'll throw it in. It's losers finals. Let's rock. On paper, this is Johnny's game in neutral, but one spin can turn things around. Steve, not just with Fujin, but with air dashes as well, has to be very careful of accidentally moving into those danger zones that the card presents. To keep a bunch of meter on the table to use against Johnny's pokes. Johnny needs positioning in this matchup, or else Anji can find a little bit of wiggle room to go into a spin. Wants to push Johnny's far slash and 2S out. His big neutral tool, 6H as well. Round start in particular, a lot of interesting interactions, and boy, you better know them if you want to make the most of everything, no matter which side you're sitting on in this matchup. Johnny can easily get put through the wall at round start if he tries to go for a bar slash recklessly. He can easily get put in a hard knockdown situation against Anji if he goes for a sweep. Right now, it's Steve's game, has the corner, has some meter to keep things a little safe with. Goes for the pressure reset, ending Fujin. Ooh. Gotta be careful about getting above Johnny like that. Close slash will hit you. It is real and it can hurt you, no matter how high up you are. There's the spin, like I was saying. Keep bringing it back. Has a bit more burst to work with, so as things kind of move on, Steve will have a bit more of an earlier advantage. This is the kind of momentum, I say that like Steve's not getting bounced up and down like a beach ball in the corner. No, the momentum is all on Rain's side at this moment. Air dashing in, Anji has no way to contest safe jumps. Not without meter, he doesn't. Steve didn't have meter there. Steve, it's shot down there. No hundo from Rain, so... Ooh. And unfortunately, Fujin to move in from Steve moved him into that troubled zone, like I mentioned earlier. Great to have a dashing attack like Fujin under your belt, but against active hitboxes, opponents who lie in wait and preemptively do stuff and beat your proactive movements. Rain up 1. Steve. Really on the back foot here. Rain is #1 seed this evening, and Steve is plays as well, but it's typically fallen short when the chips have gotten reeled down. So just based off numbers, stats, it's Rain's game to lose. I do think Steve is making offense work in the corner like this. I like that they're varying up the different options to pressure Rain with, throwing at a 6P now and then. Life and meter about even. Steve cashes out to get the blue RC, finds a counter hit, and, you know, expecting a burst. Ooh. Okay, this is huge, this is huge. Steve has the meter. Manages to get the bonk. Takes a round. The momentum. Ooh. Goes for the long spin. From downtown to 6P? Steve has pretty good anti-airs, as I've said it a few times in the past. Jimmying for their life. And doesn't quite manage to turn that into a wall break, but has the meter to make this really hurt. Be a real problem for Rain. And if that's not a real problem, I don't know what is. Steve. Get things 1-1. And sticking with Johnny, I find that, I think that no matter who Rain plays in this matchup, on Johnny or Kai, it's gonna be a big hurdle for Anji to overcome, just because of the range discrepancy and the speed discrepancy. Johnny with the 9-frame far slash that goes a million miles, Kai with the 10-frame far slash that goes a million miles, you know. Anji's gotta play patient, stick and move, and try not to turn it into a slugfest at mid-range. He's got about 15% of their life left. Good 6P from downtown. Going butterfly. Going for the pressure reset for spin. Oh my gosh. Steve was ready for that. Steve had that dialed in. Big comeback. Steve is gonna have on their hands here if they just close it out. Rain playing patient, a fear to that burst, and does find the far slash to beat the burst after it gets baited. He was saying in Discord earlier, unfortunately they had the bag in their hands and somehow managed to fumble it more times than they've wanted in the past. And gotta play aware of that here. I wouldn't say that was like Steve had it in the bag. Both live totals were very low. A minus 15 is a lie. Can't punish from that range. That's Rain, 2-1. Rain is looking in control right now. Not completely dominant. Steve put reason to worry front and center in round 2 of that match. Round 1 of that match, excuse me. Petty has used Steve as a scapegoat to transfer Minnesota sports team's notorious fumble powers to? Bruh. There's like voodoo witchcraft happening in this tournament, in this bracket, the bracket I'm organizing and running. Listen, I'll start an official investigation into this as soon as possible. Any sorcerers, any witch doctors, anything like that. I need y'all to help me out and look into these heinous, serious allegations. What a bar slash. Mine's a nice spacing. Rain opting to hold on to the meter. Maybe thinking that keeping Steve in a neutral state will make it a little harder for an impulsive reversal counter super. Who didn't kill? Whew. Oh no, Steve! You're too bold. You're too ambitious. Bending bursts like that. I know it's not like I shouldn't say things are bad or not, but it's a gamble that didn't pay off, and I can't see it as anything but a very unfortunate turn of events for Steve. Rain is hacking and chopping, finding home. These little nicks and scrapes taking their toll on Steve. Steve is finding some pretty clean hits here and there. They're taking chunks out, but not quite getting that conversion. What a shimmy! Finding a close slash, but no conversion again. Bending the meter on FD for their dear life. Steve. Hex the throw. Oh, he did it! He did the thing and it worked. Steve. Okay. Almost back to full burst. Steve is gonna have to figure out the best strategy to proceed. Will get pushed into this card. That's what Johnny wants to do, remember. Maneuver you into cards, find a proper spacing. Just raw wild assault. Oh, raw wild assault. Oh my gosh, Soup, an invincible move to beat the invincible move? Inch away from death, Steve. He sends it with the overhead. The fan toss. Oh my gosh, Steve? Okay, Steve has a chance here. He's gonna get positive. And Rain has burst though. Steve has a little bit of, oh my gosh. Oh! Almost managed to make it happen, but unfortunately missed Finer. Hands Rain the victory from downtown. 3-1. Steve heads home in third place. Rain moves on to loser side of Grand Finals bracket. Grand Finals. Rain on player one side. Play Soul Coward? Oh, I see. It's gonna be that kind of last match for the bracket. They're queued up. They're ready to go. Okay, let me see here. Let's rock. Grand Finals. Let me make things a little easier for y'all. There we go. That should make things easier. Can't believe the life totals are this even. Teddy has burst. Probably not gonna spend it, but Rain, you know, baiting burst just to be safe. Teddy's spending it. Okay, Teddy's in it to win it. And you know, when I said Teddy's in it to win it, I meant it. It's looking really cool. You know, YRC bait from downtown is what this character can do. Now it's Rain's turn to really start with things up. Woo! The low crush with Senga there. Here's the climax. Speed drive. Is this perhaps the command you're looking for? It's a big miscliner. Both of them taking things to a very long range. Woo! Little stare down like that. You love to see it. Just to get the confirm into the J shot. You know, this is getting real silly towards the end here. It's yeah, there you go. Of course Steve has it on lock. Rain chalks up the W, the earliest first W in this set. Teddy, you need help? You know, it's grand finals. You gotta help yourself. Nothing any of us can do for you. Immediate in Senga. Close out that wall break. Ooh. He's not able to get the wall break from spending that 50 meter, and Rain is full up right now. This could be real spooky. To shoot the man down. Spending meter. I don't need to do that just yet. Okay, now you spend the meter. Ooh. Love this jousting with the Mistfinders at maximum possible range. Rain. Cool little 50% for 2 interactions. Oh my god. Rain is taking complete control of this match, has it clamped up. Ooh, okay, Teddy. Teddy wants to be belligerent. Teddy wants to be real belligerent. Teddy's standing there in place. I think we're gonna see a character swap. The question is to who? Will we see Cowardly swap to Soul Bad Guy? No, we're gonna see Slayer. Oh no, it's Nago. Okay, listen, I was only one vampire off. There's only 2 vampires in the game, and it was a 50-50 chance. I got mixed. I got mixed. And you know, Teddy has surprisingly good Nago. Just plays very orthodox neutral. Doesn't try to do any, like, really, really fancy stuff. I wonder if the lack of refinement in their Nago play will lead to problems managing blood, though. We'll have to wait and see. Here's to get the super. This is gonna hit real high up, so. Ooh! Ooh! Rain. In the corner under Nago pressure. Blood is cranked. Blood is cranked. Blood is cranked. No, it's not quite gonna happen. Teddy's managing blood better than I thought he would. Let's see whether I feel will become correct as the distance between the 2 characters grows. The physical distance, not like a life key kind of. Teddy wants these wake-up supers to happen early and often, wants to send a message. That's a reset for Rain. 3-0. Oh well. The trauma strategy does not appear to work. Not with that approach. We are seeing another character swap. I know because Teddy's standing there. Drax coming through with the show me the soul. No, it's Slayer time. Slayer time. When Johnny drop his sword at Mistfinder's block. You know, Baiken does get put into a guard crush animation off of the follow-up from H. Kabari. Why doesn't Johnny do that when Mistfinder gets blocked? Ooh. Anti-air pile bunker has got to be so spooky to get hit with. Oh my god. Finds a Mistfinder. Puts Teddy in the corner. Ooh. He's just crouching there menacingly. Ooh. Remember, if player warps back and forth too many times, you can throw him just on reaction. Card on the table, manages to get the conversion. Rain gets punched. You know, if there's one thing this Slayer character does well, it's just punch. Oh my gosh. kind of locked in right now. I'm staring intently at what's going on and not really processing it because it's pretty brutal looking. Both these people just want to slug with each other, and if push comes to shove, Slayer will win if slugging is used. Okay. Maybe a little too slugging a little too hard. No, watch this super. I'm gonna make you look at this super. Oh no. Teddy, did you do 14 6K feints in a row? This one I'm hearing? Is this true? Excuse me. Thing wrong there. Yes, don't sit still against Slayer. I can understand that. I've seen a psychopathic Slayer do something crazy. Was it Frosty's? It's not about me though, I'm just commentating. Me finding a great position to throw a card at. Not getting positional advantage, but having material advantage from the card on the table. Ooh, just shoots the Mappa attempt down. Ooh. Jump to beat the Master Hammer. It's a scoop. It's the card pop. Get the wire C. Punish. Normal Slayer behavior? I see. Just 6 Ps. Look at this range discrepancy here. Johnny... Okay, never mind. Maybe this man can punch from the other side of the room. Maybe I'm full of it and don't know what I'm talking about. Mixing is happening. This man will left-right you, he'll overhead you, he'll... Whoa! I didn't even see the meter, but like I said, Teddy's a fiend. He's always aware of when he has 100 meter or not. He's always aware. Eyes get real dilated, real focused in. The veins pop out. Another counter hit, getting the offense started. I'm gonna break the wall. You know, keeping an extra 50 in the pocket might behoove you against Slayer. Teddy doesn't spend meter as Slayer except on supers. I see. Now that you mention it, it's not something I noticed. But you know, maybe there's a grain of truth to that. I'll have to keep that in mind next time we play. I seem to remember Teddy ambushing me in the tower during a stream once. So, you know, if stream sniping happens in the future. Punch RC. We're potentially moving towards the climax. Game 3, this grand finals match. He threw the wall nice and early. No need to spend Wild Assault. Ooh, the bite. Ooh! Big spooky universe hit. Rain's health is gone! Where did it all go? Drops $100 on that conversion, but has the card doesn't have the card pressure. That looks like a fumble. Doesn't get the card pop to continue pressure. Teddy will take a note of that. Will try to create the momentum to ride here. Check on the dandy step. Remember, you can check 2 out of 4 follow-ups with just hitting like a 2P. One will counter hit you and you'll be in a position to throw for the 4th one. So, Rain playing very aware of their options. He's got $50 in pocket. Steady. What a backdash! Goes overhead. You know, don't even try to bait the burst. Just throw the super out. Rain on set point, not tournament point at this point in the game. Steady, playing slow, playing patient, but gets shot coming in. Late, this overhead. Playing it a bit slow, catches with the counter hit close slash. It's a super mappa hunch. Rain's health is bottoming out at this point. Teddy, the toes clip, looking to just land one solid blow and close things out. That's all Slayer needs, one solid blow. Able to punish. Ooh. Will surely go for its late there, yep. It's a big pile bunker to close things out. 2-1, Rain's favor. Rain. Sticking with. Nani. Not swapping to Kai. Ooh. You know, just stop the attempt to move right in. Ooh, spins burst. No punish, though, in the burst. Rain's gotta be wiping the sweat off her bro after that. Freaking Senga. Drop the 50. Ooh. Just checks the approach in. The wall break, Teddy. Both these gamers have 50 bucks to spend, and he wants to spend on YRC. Goes low, the bump ahead. I think that's the, maybe the first one of the set? Ugh. Oh my gosh. Can't believe those two P's chained into Mistfinder. I'm looking to send a message. You're gonna look at this super. Again, tournament point for Rain. He again playing slow, but getting caught while trying to come in. You know, more of the same. Hard pop. Rain has the material advantage and the meter. Big wall break. Oh, checks the approach. Rain has been so on top of checking these approaches. Has 100 meter. This could easily kill unless Teddy spends burst. No, it looks like Rain was trying to go for a burst beta sorts. Ooh. You know, I respect that there. That was a very good use of the meter to cancel out. Ooh. Just checks the Blue While Assault with a 2P and confirms into the slash. Rain, 3-1. He's WeebCup 199 champion. You know, I couldn't have said it better myself, announcing system voice. That is gonna do it for us this evening. I appreciate each and every one of you coming through. Teddy, it has been a privilege and a pleasure to see you. You will walk away in second place. Rain, congratulations on your first place finish. Privilege and a pleasure as always. And that's gonna do it for us this evening. I will look into setting up a bracket for us in the next couple of days for the Big 2 Hundo. What is this image? Steve, what did you post in the Discord? That image is incredible. I gotta steal this image. It's really strong. Okay, plausibility denial week is over. Plausible deniability week. Damn it, did it again. Is over. Next week, Unica is gonna be available. You can come through with whatever character it is. If you have a day -1 Unica, you can come through, and we'll look forward to seeing you when we see you. In the meantime, though, it is time to end this stream, so let me see, where can I send y'all on over to? Bracket About Nothing isn't doing a beginner's night tonight. Ooh, it's only mids. Coquette is running the Only Mids Exard Intermediate bracket over on her channel. So I'm gonna send y'all over to see what's going on in Exard Town. To get the raid queued up there. Go ahead, go through, say hi to everybody. Just don't let them know we've been playing Guilty Gear Strive. Tell them we've been playing Guilty Gear Judgment, the PSP game. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's Johnny versus Slayer on that match right now. It's over. I shouldn't send you here. I'm so sorry. I apologize. This has been the worst.